broadcast with this big breaking news coming in from the Parliament. This is what sources are telling your channel. The Centre is likely to table the FCRA bill, the Foreign Contribution Amendment Bill, in the upper house tomorrow in Rajya Sabha. Sources are also telling your channel that the bill is expected to be taken up for discussion on Monday. So, bill to be introduced tomorrow, likely to be introduced tomorrow, and a discussion to happen on it likely on Monday. Let's go across to Pragya, my colleague, who's getting us more details. Big development there, Pragya. This is what sources are telling us. What are you picking up? The bill might be introduced tomorrow, and a discussion is likely to take place on Monday.
Absolutely, Swati, and government is very sure that they are going to get this bill in this particular monsoon session, and not just get this bill on the table introduced, but also get it passed as well. So for that, only the next week is remaining, and the government has decided that it should be, and it is likely to be tabled in Rajya Sabha tomorrow, is what the sources have told us. And for discussion, Monday can be chosen as the day. Because it is also the beginning of the week. It also becomes a very, a point of contention between the opposition and the treasury benches right now. There are many clauses on which the opposition is adamant, and not just that, they are adamant on many other demands that they have put forth in front of the government. What we are given to understand, despite the objection from the opposition benches, the treasury bench has decided, and the government has decided that it is likely to be tabled, introduced in Rajya Sabha tomorrow, which will be followed up by the discussion on Monday. So when the government will bring this is also becomes very important, because many in the opposition, especially party related to Kerala and other places, they are also MPs would want to speak on this bill. So whether these MPs will participate in this bill, or they will continue with their opposition and just sloganeering inside the house without participating in this particular bill, is yet to be seen. And the government would want them also to speak. There are many minority institutions and the groups that will be meeting Home Minister today as well. The bill was in fact came in March, and in fact there were many suggestions that had come henceforth. The government is saying that we have incorporated all those suggestions, whatever we have received from these minority groups. What are the apprehensions? We will address all these apprehensions. This is going to be a very transparent bill, and not just that. This bill will not be unfair to any of the minority institutions. Is the assurance that is being given by the government to this minority group. So it becomes very important when this bill comes whether the opposition will participate in debate, because about the Kerala parties, there are questions in majority. The vote bank electorate is also involved in this particular bill. So they would want a discussion whether this stalemate will be over by
at the moment there is logjam. Even today, we heard the opposition, the Congress party especially, demand a statement from the Home Minister. And amid this ruckus and sloganeering, if, as per sources, the bill is going to be introduced tomorrow, one wonders what is going to take place in Parliament, whether there will be some sort of a consensus on a discussion that might happen on Monday. Will the opposition continue to demand a statement from the Home Minister? And who's going to table this bill, Pragya?
So we're given to understand anyone from the Home Ministry, but the reply will be given by Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah himself. The sources have also told us that the Home Minister is going to reply on this particular bill. Any of the apprehensions, any of the suggestions that have been given to the government, and any of the amendments that the opposition would want to move if it participates in the bill, that will also be taken into consideration. And Mr. Amit Shah will give a reply on this bill.
Absolutely. Pragya, do stay on with us. So the government says that the proposed changes are aimed at bringing greater transparency and accountability in foreign funding. We've already seen how the opposition parties have been objecting to it, questioning the intent of the government. Let's in fact go across to my colleague Amita, who's joining us on the broadcast, and she'll help us break down the details of the contentious issue as far as this bill is concerned. Yes, Amita.
Absolutely, Swati, because there have been several issues as far as claims and counterclaims are concerned. And when we speak on the designated authority, there seem to be why it has been deemed necessary when it comes to this amendment. This bill, which is a legislative proposal that seems to be aimed at tightening the government oversight, transparency and also accountability on how Non-governmental organizations, let's move on quickly, because this is where the designated authority can actually move. The assets that are created from foreign funds, and especially when it comes to the unutilized funds, if organizations in the FCRA certificate is cancelled, surrendered or seizes due to because of non-reviewal, so authorities will now have the powers of a civil court. The cessation or the expiration rules as well, clarifying that failing to renew within the 5-year registration certificate or having it revoked cuts off eligibility to use receive further foreign contribution. And also when it comes to the legality of the restrictions on the fund usage, we are now looking at it reinforces foreign funds that must strictly support legitimate social, educational and healthcare and cultural development. So the claim suggesting that FCRA is aimed at NGOs and religious organizations, government has clarified saying that it is the work to regulate foreign funding across different sectors. The claim saying that India is an exception in such laws. However, the government says that such laws in a manner similar to this already exist in countries like US, UK, Australia and in Canada. Then there is a claim saying that the rules target a particular religion and community. We are already looking at the opposition there in Kerala, which have been raising their opposition. The government says no, it applies to everyone. Then the claim says that government can seize the NGO's assets having sweeping powers. However, the government clarifies saying that these are the orders of a authority that are subject to revision and of course can be challenged in the court as well. Claim says that cancellation of registration is equal to saying that there is something wrong. The government says, however, many cancellation and non-reviewals are administrative and also courts are fully empowered when it comes to reviewing any cancellation. So those are what we are now looking at as far as the amendments are concerned, Swati. The main reason why that the issue could be taken up, it was unlikely to be taken up today, but it seems that it may be introduced tomorrow and next week as far as the monsoon session would be heading to its last
All
week.
right, that's what we are picking up, that sources are telling our channel that the bill might be tabled tomorrow. There likely could be a discussion on it on Monday. Thank you, Amita. Thank you, Pragya, for getting us the details. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has criticized the new FCRA bill, calling for it to be opposed. In his latest column, Shashi Tharoor said the legislation could unfairly impact institutions that have contributed to India's development, education and healthcare, and also questioned the need for what he termed punitive statutory measures. Moving on now, a breakthrough could be possible in the Jharkhand students' agitation, because after days of protests over irregularities in JPSC and JSSC recruitment examinations, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren has now opened the door for direct talks, dialogue with the aspirants. Senior Ranchi administration officials reached the protest site and conveyed the Chief Minister's invitation to a 5-member student delegation for talks at his residence, but the protesters have not immediately accepted the invitation. They have sought time to consult among themselves and have made it clear that if talks take place, they want them to remain strictly between the student representatives and the government.
बिल्कुल देखिए, मामले का प्रक्षेप होने जा रहा है। कमेटी मुख्यमंत्री जी ने बना दिया है, हमारे के राजू सर ने कमेटी बनाया है और हमें वार्ता का विकल्प हमने खोल दिया है। वार्ता होगा, आपकी मांग हम सुनेंगे और जरूरत लगेगा अगर मानने वाली बात होगी तो हर संभव हम लोग मानेंगे।
सरकार ने आज कह दिया है, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने स्वयं कहा है कि हम छात्रों के लिए कितना सहायक और संवेदनशील हैं, ये छाती फाड़ के दिखाया नहीं जा सकता है। हम कर्म पर भरोसा करते हैं और हम वो सारा काम करेंगे जो छात्रों के हित में होगा। ये मैसेज उनको चला गया है। अब छात्रों के ऊपर ये निर्भर करता है कि वो सरकार के साथ कब बात करना चाहते हैं।
मुख्यमंत्री जी ने बहुत सकारात्मक कल भी और आज भी बोला है, एक कमेटी भी बनाई गई है और छात्रों तक यह संदेश भेजा गया है कि वो सरकार वार्ता के लिए तैयार है। वो अपना प्रतिनिधिमंडल एक तय करके बताए और उन लोगों से सरकार ने जो कमेटी बनाई है वो बात करने के लिए तैयार है। तो ये संदेश हम लोगों ने भेजा है। हम लोग वेट कर रहे हैं कि छात्रों का क्या डेलीगेशन तय होकर के कब तक आता है।
And that hesitation is significant because this agitation began 12 days ago on July 25th at Ranchi's Jaipal Singh Munda Stadium. On 29 July, it escalated into a major Maha-Andolan with thousands of aspirants joining the mobilization. Student leaders like Devendra Nath Mehto and others have also undertaken an indefinite hunger strike. The demands of students have been specific: cancellation of the 14th JPC preliminary examination, a CBI or independent judicial investigation into recruitment irregularities, and sweeping reforms in the functioning of Jharkhand's recruitment commissions.
भ्रामक खबर है, ये भ्रामक खबर है, झूठी खबर है। सोनम वांगचुक सर से बात करने के बाद जो मैं जल ग्रहण नहीं कर रहा था, बस जल ग्रहण कर रहा हूँ, और अभी भी भूख हड़ताल जारी है और आज 5वां दिन है। कैसे झूठा खबर और भ्रामक खबर फैलाया जा रहा है, ये बहुत गलत हो रहा है।
आपने फिर जल ग्रहण किया था?
जारी रहेगा जब तक हमारी सभी मांगे पूरी नहीं होगी। साथ ही साथ झारखंड के समस्त स्टूडेंट्स संतुष्ट नहीं हो जाते हैं।
आज एसडीओ सर के माध्यम से सरकार द्वारा ये मैसेज आया कि सरकार जो है सो हम लोग की डेलीगेशन से वार्ता करना चाहती है। क्योंकि आज जो सो तिरंगा यात्रा था, बारिश भी काफ़ी हो रही है, उधर से आने में ही हम लोग को काफ़ी लेट हो गई, तो आज जो सो पॉसिबल नहीं हुआ। हम लोग का डेलीगेशन का भी चुनाव करना था, डेलीगेशन में भी अच्छे एक्सपर्ट लोगों को चुनना था। इस कारण अभी हमने एसडीओ सर से वार्ता किया कि आज सर पॉसिबल नहीं है, कल 10 बजे तक हम लोग इसमें जो भी कुछ होगा। पिछले 12 दिन से हम लोग हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं आप देख रहे होंगे कि विपक्ष के नेता लोग प्रत्यक्ष रूप से आके मिल रहे हैं। तो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के अंदर ये नैतिकता होनी चाहिए कि आप भले नहीं आ रहे, लेकिन एटलीस्ट मंत्री के द्वारा तो कम से कम हम लोग से मिलने तो आए, हालचाल तो पूछे, और उसी बहाने बात भी रखे कि आपसे वार्ता करने चाह रहे हैं। लेकिन एसडीओ के माध्यम से वो वार्ता मैसेज भेजे हैं, फिर भी हम लोग इस पर विचार करके कल 10 बजे तक हम लोग इसको क्लियर करेंगे।
Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren now insists his government is listening. He says arrests have already been made, raids are continuing, and those responsible will face action. Just 2 days ago, Soren made that striking remark. He said, "मैं अपना सीना चीर के नहीं दिखा सकता," saying he cannot tear open his chest to demonstrate how seriously his government is taking the issue, while insisting that his administration has the eyes, ears, and sensitivity to understand the students' concerns. But those assurances have so far failed to end the agitation. The question is whether the Chief Minister's offer of face-to-face talks can finally break the deadlock, or whether aspirants will insist on concrete action on their demands before they leave the protest site. Listen into both the comment of the Chief Minister of Jharkhand.
सरकार के दरवाजे सभी के लिए खुले। मुझे लगता है सभी लोगों को या जिनकी मांगे सरकार से है वो अपनी बातें रख सकते हैं, और निश्चित रूप से उनके विषय अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से तो हमारे संज्ञान में है ही, और वो लोग अपनी बातों को रखेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से सरकार उसकी बातों को गंभीरता से।
So the Chief Minister says that the government is committed to listening to the students and that they are sensitive about the issue. But there is another question emerging from Ranchi, and it is a question for INDI's political class, the INDI bloc. When CJP led the students' protest at Jantar Mantar, politicians queued up to amplify their anger. Opposition leaders questioned the centre, they protested in the premise of the parliament, demanded accountability, backed the students' right to protest, and repeatedly asked why the government wasn't doing enough. The protests and the pressure led to Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation as Education Minister. But now, let's move from Delhi to Ranchi. Here too, young aspirants are on the streets. Here too, the trigger is alleged irregularities in exams. Here too, students say their future is at stake, and there are demands for an independent investigation, resignation, accountability, and systemic reform. And here too, in Ranchi too, just like the national capital, an agitation has continued despite government assurances. Yet, where is the same political urgency is the question many are asking. Where are the leaders who made Jantar Mantar a national cause? Where are the solidarity visits? Where is the outrage over aspirants sitting in protest in a state ruled by opposition alliance? That is why the BJP is now questioning the double standards of the opposition when it comes to students of Jharkhand. But a Congress MP is of the view that what's happening in Jharkhand is a state issue and the state government will sort it.
छात्र संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, विषय उठा रहे हैं, लेकिन कांग्रेस पार्टी के सो कॉल्ड बुद्धिजीवी नेता मंदबुद्धि बालक जी के पास 1 मिनट का समय नहीं है। ये कांग्रेस पार्टी और राहुल गांधी का दोहरा स्टैंड है। देश इसे देख रहा है कि छात्रों के नाम पर राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकने के लिए कांग्रेस हर हथकंडा अपनाती है। ये बताता है कि कांग्रेस का दोहरा चरित्र है, दोहरा चेहरा।
Well, leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi's proposed student interaction program in Prayagraj has run into a venue hurdle. The Kayast Pathshala Trust has withdrawn permission that was granted for the 8th of August event, citing an Allahabad High Court order that bars the use of school and college premise for activities that disrupt academics. However, the Congress has maintained that Rahul Gandhi's program will go ahead as scheduled. So the Congress party says that the program will continue. They will go ahead with the program despite permission not being granted. There's a lot of politics happening on the issue as well, with the Congress heating out at the BJP. As far as permission being denied is concerned, an order of the Allahabad High Court is being cited for not giving permission for this interaction program between Rahul Gandhi and students in Prayagraj is concerned. The Kayast Pathshala Trust has now withdrawn the permission that was earlier granted. The permission for the August 8 event was granted by the trust. It has now been withdrawn, and the trust is citing an order by the Allahabad High Court that specifically bars the use of schools and college premise for activities that disrupt academics. This particular order is being cited to withdraw the permission. Congress party is heating out at the BJP. Congress party says all of this is being done at behest of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Congress party also going on to attack the BJP and asking what is BJP so scared of. So Rahul's event has hit a roadblock, but Congress party maintains that they will go ahead with the schedule. They'll go ahead with the program, and permission now has been withdrawn. So political storm, political reactions coming in as well. As far as the controversy is concerned, a permission was granted for the event to take place on the 8th of August. And now Kayast Pathshala Trust has withdrawn the same permission, and they're citing an Allahabad High Court order. We have some breaking inputs coming in. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, in fact, has hit out at the BJP over cancellation of the event, over permission being withdrawn. And Priyanka Gandhi Vadra says, don't know what they are afraid of. So Priyanka Gandhi has hit out of school and college premise for activities that disrupt academics, and the Congress party has hit out at the BJP. Congress party believes that it has all been done at the behest of the Bharatiya Janata Party, that does not want this particular event to take place where Rahul Gandhi is going to be interacting with the students. Let's first listen into what the Congress party has to say about permission being revoked.
योगी सरकार छात्रों की आवाज से डर गई है, लेकिन ये लोग जान लें इन साजिशों से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है। राहुल जी आएंगे, उसी कार्यक्रम उसी जगह आएंगे और छात्रों से संवाद करेंगे। कार्यक्रम उसी स्थान पर होकर रहेगा। इस साजिशों से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है।
Let's go across. Sabyasachi is getting us more details. Sabyasachi, permission was granted, now that has been withdrawn, and Allahabad High Court order is being cited for the same. Congress party is not buying that argument. Congress party believes there is interference and it is all happening at behest of the BJP.
So that's right. 3 days after the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, had proposed the interaction with students in Prayagraj under the Congress Chhatron Ki Goonj campaign. Now the trust concerned, they had earlier cancelled the booking of the ground where the program was scheduled to held. And despite the party claiming that it had obtained prior permission and deposited an advance amount of 51,000, now the details coming in from the Hyderabad High Court now. The Congress party claims that this is a conspiracy, and despite that, the Congress party will go ahead with the scheduled program, as the Congress party has been carrying out Chhatron Ki Goonj in almost 24 states they have carried out so far, and they are planning to expand it more. Now, leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, as well as the senior leaders of the Congress party, they are now strategizing the next course of action, but all the MPs of the Congress party are of the view that the leader of opposition should go ahead with the scheduled program.
All right, Sabyasachi, thank you very much for getting us the details. A quick break. With that, we have a lot more lined up on the other side as well. Stay on with us. You're on. Welcome back. 13 years, 2 courts and 2 completely different conclusions. One of India's most high-profile rape and sexual assault cases has taken a dramatic turn. The Bombay High Court has overturned the 2021 acquittal of former Tehelka editor Tarun Tejpal, convicting him in the 2013 rape and sexual assault case. With this, the legal battle has come to an end and Tejpal will soon be returning to jail. The case dates back to November 2013 when a Tehelka employee accused Tejpal of raping her in the elevator of a Goa resort during the magazine's annual Think Fest event. With that, another quick break on the broadcast, lot more lined up on the other side.